gotta be better on both sides of the floor. That's all. I think there's times where we're good, there's times where we're not so good.
You know who we showcase to be one of the better teams in the league. Then the next, we're this team who I don't even know who we are.
The Lakers just made a bold change, moving D'Angelo Russell to the bench and starting Cam Reddish. The result? A win that pushed them back above 500, but with fans questioning the win's weight and Reddish's health and defense under the microscope, is this rotation a game changer or just a quick fix? After a tough couple of games, the Lakers are now back above 500 following their win over Philadelphia. However, some fans feel the win doesn't count because Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey were absent. Their game against the Toronto Raptors solidified more weight since they were able to manage another win. Setting aside that critical fan perspective, the Lakers made an intriguing change in their recent game by moving Russell to a bench role and starting Cam Reddish in his place, a switch that seemed to pay off based on how they played. Russell played around 25 minutes, marking his best game of the season so far with 18 points on 58% shooting. Meanwhile, Reddish logged more time on the court, playing about 28 minutes, though he only scored 3 points on a single field goal attempt. He focused on defense, grabbing 5 rebounds and providing the solid defensive presence that the team wanted from him. Reddish wasn't expected to contribute much offensively in this role, which he embraced by taking just one shot, as his primary task was strengthening the defense in the starting lineup. Dow provided a much-needed spark off the bench, adding energy that the team was looking for. Together, he and Reddish brought a stronger balance to the rotation, which is exactly what Coach Reddick aimed for. However, it raises the question, has JJ Reddick actually solved the rotation issues, or is this just a temporary fix? For the new lineup to be effective, both Dow and Reddish need to consistently excel in their roles. The Lakers bench has been lacking offensively, ranked 27th despite being 6th in defense. Meanwhile, the starting lineup needed more defense, ranked 29th in that area, while sitting at 5th offensively. It's all about finding the right balance. The Lakers bench needed more offense, while their starting lineup needed more defense, and it looks like they managed to address both issues. Both Dow and Cam Reddish are now in roles that better suit their skill sets. However, with these adjustments come new expectations, and they'll need to keep up their performance. For Reddish, this means focusing on playing strong, committed defense, something he's been capable of and consistently delivering so far. Cam Reddish has shown strong defensive commitment, but it often fades over time due to factors like injuries, effort level, or focusing too much on offense. Last season, he ranked among the NBA's top 50 defenders until December, but after January, he dropped into the bottom 50, as reflected in his defensive VPM, partly due to injuries, but also to a dip in commitment. Offensively, while expectations aren't high, he needs to be at least an average three-point shooter to remain a credible threat and not be ignored by defenders. Although he's currently shooting a perfect 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, that pace isn't sustainable. Last season, Reddish shot 33.6% from three-point range, which is slightly below average. Not terrible, but not quite good enough. He did, however, shoot 36.5% from the corners, which is acceptable, though ideally, he'd be closer to 38%. To maintain a credible three-point threat, he only needs to keep shooting well from those spots. Most importantly, he has to stay healthy, which has been his biggest challenge. Aside from occasional offensive inconsistency or trying to do too much in the off-season, his primary hurdle is staying on the court. To date, Reddish has only played more than 50 games in a season once, now entering his 6th year in the NBA. It's genuinely unfortunate for Reddish, not as a fault of his own, but because it's hard not to feel for him. Every year, he seems to be sidelined by something, often lower body injuries like ankle or knee issues. Last season, after playing around 30 games, he suffered injuries that impacted his performance. His defense wasn't as sharp, and offensively, he seemed to lose his footing. He dealt with both ankle and knee injuries separately, and he never fully regained his form on either end of the floor. Given his injury history, it might be challenging to play him over 20 minutes per game consistently until he proves he can stay healthy. Coach Darvin Ham was playing Reddish about 30 minutes per game, and it seemed that his injury was more of a gradual buildup rather than a sudden issue or specific incident. This could have been due to the extended playing time or perhaps a lack of conditioning. It's hard to say for sure. However, it's clear that the increased minutes took a toll on him over time. To keep Reddish healthy, the team should be cautious, ideally limiting him to around 20 to 25 minutes per game. While this might be challenging based on matchups, preserving Reddish's health for as much of the season as possible is far more valuable than overusing him for a short stretch. In the long run, though, it may be tough for Reddish to be a reliable long-term solution for them due to these ongoing health concerns. While Reddish may not be a long-term solution due to concerns about his commitment and health, he could serve as a short-term fix if he embraces a focused, defense-oriented role without pushing too much on offense. Additionally, Coach Reddick must avoid overusing him. Shifting to D'Angelo Russell, his main priority is to stay consistent. Many fans predicted he would mentally check out after being moved to the bench, but he proved them wrong, at least for now. Going forward, he'll need to keep that mindset, and I appreciate the positive outlook D'Angelo shared regarding his role change to coming off the bench. Here's what he said about the switch when asked about the switch. He quoted,
I just wanted to win, so whatever it took, change of plans, whatever it is, whatever coach need, just try to get the win and be a part of that.
That you've built with JJ, does it make the message, I guess, easier to land, or does it change the dynamic of those conversations more? Yeah, does it just change the dynamic of those conversations, how it's taken in, just want to win, I think. And however, the conversation relationship, whatever it may be, try to be professional and be a part of winning. Simple as that.
Just want to win. I think however it happened, however the conversation, relationship, whatever it may be, try to be professional and be a part of winning. Simple as that. I left all that, all my baggage at the door this summer. Once we changed coaches and new staff came in, I was committed to whatever it takes. So it's what y'all see now.
Love that mentality from Dow. Now, D'Lo needs to keep up this mindset over the long term. Coming off the bench, he'll have plenty of opportunities as a primary scoring option rather than just a catch-and-shoot player, secondary playmaker, or someone who mostly plays off the ball. While he'll still share the floor with LeBron and AD, especially in the first half, he'll spend more time as a leading scorer with the ball in his hands, focusing on a scoring role instead of primarily playmaking. To succeed in this role, though, he'll need to keep his scoring efficient. Before this game, D'Lo had been struggling with his shooting, hitting under 40% from the field and around 30% from three. Now he's at 40% from the field and close to 30% from beyond the arc, but he'll need to keep that up consistently. Even with more shot opportunities, he must stay efficient and play within the offense's flow. Defensively, though he might get a bit more leniency off the bench, he can't afford to be uncommitted. He looks solid, but his defensive effort has been inconsistent. While he'll likely take on easier matchups, with Gabe Vincent covering the tougher ones, D'Lo still has to stay engaged, get back on defense, and put in effort. Slacking isn't an option. Overall, while I think both D'Lo and Cam Reddish are now better suited to their roles in the Lakers' rotation, it's not without challenges. They'll still need to meet the expectations of their specific roles. Even if those roles seem a bit easier for them now, some matchups may still be tough for them to handle. So what are your thoughts? How do you feel about the Lakers' new rotation with D'Angelo Russell coming off the bench and Cam Reddish in the starting lineup? Do you think it's a good fit? Well, it helped in the win against the Raptors, so we will see how long it lasts. Do you think this rotation change will be a lasting solution or just a temporary fix? And what else do you guys think JJ Reddick has up his sleeve as well? Obviously, Reddish can only play a limited amount of time, so they can't go to this all the time, but hopefully they can stay healthy enough to keep this as a new rotation. JJ Reddick seems to be coming up with a lot of new offensive plays and isn't just relying on LeBron for everything like Coach Ham, which is refreshing, which I think will help the Lakers in the long run for sure. Share your thoughts in the comments below. That wraps it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.